Sorry, guys. So whoever watches this later, you missed the first 6 slides, my bad. So now I lost my train of thought. Oh, it switched my screen on me too. Okay. So anyways, it gives them links that they can go to look at what to do if they think that they've been discriminated against, how they can file a complaint, that kind of thing. So that will be going into SPDS, and we'll be starting to require that form going forward. Obviously, if you guys are in process or just closed, I mean, obviously don't worry about it, but going forward on any new transactions that you have come up, that form will be required. They also updated the SPUDs. They did a very significant overhaul on the SPUDs. This also went into effect on February 1st. They hadn't done any revisions since 2014, and that's kind of a long time. There's been a lot of changes. I started to put like the pages, here's all the red line, and then I was like, I'm not even going to put all these pages in there because you can't read what it's written in there anyways. But if you guys want, I can email out the red line version so you can see all the changes to it. But I did want to just hit on a few of the things that I thought were more important. Like one of the questions. So also too, it used to be 8 pages long. Now it's 10 pages long. As if they weren't long enough already. So they added though, like if the seller's aware of any regulations around like the rental timelines, how long a property or short a property can be rented, which that comes up all the time with people wanting to buy VRBOs and stuff. And it seems like it's almost impossible to get that information from the seller. They seem to never know. And the HOA is hard to get a hold of, but so I don't know if this is going to help that much, because if they don't know and they leave it blank and don't fill it out, but hopefully it'll make that a little bit easier. It's asking, you know, again, just to go ahead, if it's age restricted, that'll be on there now, which that's in the MLS, but I think it's just good to make sure that it's out there and people know, so there's no issue. If it's in a historic district, that's going to be on there now. Another good one is that they've added is the approximate age of the roof. That's one I feel like I have come up all the time that my buyers want to know. And then I don't know why, but sometimes it seems to be really hard to get that information from the seller. So I'm glad that's going to be included in there. They added the PEX water pipes to it because PEX came into play, like, and it wasn't on there for what kind of water pipes. Another thing people have really been doing a lot more of is the tankless water heater, and that wasn't an option on there. So they've added that. You know, what kind of electrical, which is another one I get asked a lot by buyers. Do you know what kind, you know, if it's an older home, what kind of electrical wiring does the house have? Or like if there's a charging station in the house with the electric cars, that's becoming a big thing. They've added that. The other thing they added a whole box, which is, I think this one right here, this little section, about, because if a seller has done more than like $1,000 worth of work to a property, so it's mostly flips and that, but they need to advise of the different contractors that did the work. That's all a place on there now. Now we have a form for that, because we do have 1 or 2 people that buy and flip properties, but it's now also included in the SPUDs to disclose the contractors that were used, because you have to use licensed contractors if the repairs or anything you do is over $1,000. They actually put in, added like the garbage collection, whether it's public or private, which is good because sometimes that can be hard to figure out depending on the area of the home. They added in there for like mail delivery, the box number and location. So if they fill it out appropriately, that's always helpful, because that's something that always comes up at closing and for some reason can be hard to get that info from. And that's just like a touch on some of the additions they've done to it, but I can send out that red line version and you can see all of the updates that they did to it. Let me see. Okay, yeah, Carol, I'll send that out when we're done. I lost my train of thought. Oh, And the other thing they did is on the last page, they used to have a place for the seller to initial and date if they updated the SPUDs. That's gone now. If you need to make an update to your to the SPUDs or disclose anything, you need to use the notice and disclosure form to do so. So there is no longer a spot on the SPUDs to say the seller updated them and add things in. It would all be done on this form if anything needs to be changed. Oops. So. Next, I just want to welcome our newest coach, Grayson Sports, to Bliss Realty. So welcome, Grayson. He'll be helping.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you guys were at the bigger 23, he was there briefly, but he had I think he left a little early. But anyways, if you get a chance, reach out, say hi to Grayson. He's awesome.
Thank you, everybody. I look forward to meeting more of the members and other agents.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you as part of the Bliss family. Just wanted to let you guys know, if you were not able to attend the bigger 2023 that we did on January 26th, the sessions are loaded in Suite Assist. And it was actually really awesome. I would highly suggest watching them. I felt like it was very energizing and just kind of gets you pumped to try some new things, gives you some ideas. And we're going to be a part of it this year. So they're doing it in November again, and I forget the exact date. Mara, do you remember the exact date?
I think they're changing it. I had a talk with Amy, who actually puts this together. And they're even looking at doing, so they do these in Canada. The speakers are amazing, you guys. The couple of them have written books. One of them did a movie that won awards. That's not good grammar, but I'm just tired. So they're looking at also maybe having one of the events here in the US, but I'm not 100% sure. So I should know, obviously, when it happens, because Amy and I talk regularly. So she's just amazing. But you guys listen to the speakers. If you can't do it every day, at least listen to one each day and look them up. Follow them on social media. And one of them already messaged me back on Instagram about what to post for ideas for additional content. It was super neat. So and I put that out there to everyone. You're probably like, what the heck is that? So it's just, I'm always open to learning and growing. And that's the same with these agents or these speakers, is sharing information. What we're doing, nothing is secret, right? So if they're successful, why can't everyone else be successful? So anyway, that's what I have.
It was a super fun, it was a high energy day, and I'm excited to do it live with them. And we're going to be, I believe we're sponsoring it too. We're going to be one of the sponsors this year. So we'll be doing it again live with them via Zoom. So we'll have a big all day event again, whenever that date is, once we know. Probably sometime in November, most likely. But it was pretty cool. So, and honestly, I'm not easily impressed, and even I enjoyed that. So it was really good. We had a short meeting the other day with Punchlist USA. It's probably not loaded actually just yet in Suite Assist, but it will be. It's short, but it kind of explains the process. It's pretty cool. So, if you've got clients, like sellers, they need stuff done, they don't want to deal with it or whatever, or you just need to know like an estimate, you can send everything over to them, tell them, do you want them to do the whole Benzer or estimate certain points, and they get it back to you. They use all licensed contractors. So I was quite impressed with what she had to say. And so the short little, 15-20 minute, why she explains the process and how it works, but sometimes that can come in handy if you just want a second opinion on whatever it is, to make sure, like, let's say you're the selling agent and the buyer wants roof repairs and sends you over their roofer's bid. You can send them what you want and have them bid it out and just make sure that it's in line or whatever you want to do. So and they can be paid at closing. So you can get all your repairs done if your seller doesn't have any money, and they will get paid at closing from title from the equity. So that kind of makes it nice when you have those issues with sellers who don't have any cash to pay for repairs. And since we're kind of back in that more normal market where buyers are asking for repairs and sellers are doing them, just thought it might be helpful for you guys. So this was from the Cromford report. It was yesterday. It's monthly through Grand Canyon Title, where we've switched over to this. Grand Canyon Title had some changes and we're not doing the market watch anymore on the second Tuesday of the month. We're going to just the Cromford report with Tina Tambor once a month. So you can always reach out to Shannon if you don't have the link or whatever to make sure you're getting the invites to get the information on what's going on in the market. And we have on February 16th, we've got class coming up with Coach Courtney on how to be productive and not busy. So join us then. It'll be via Zoom. We also have our first quarterly vendor panel on February 23rd. It'll be at 10 a.m. at the Gilbert office. If you can't make it in person, it will also be on Zoom. But we're going to be hearing from all of our different vendors. And so you get different perspectives, ideas, and outlooks on the market and how to get business. So we're kind of excited about that. There's going to be another commercial training class coming up February 28th, 12 to 1 at the Gilbert office. It'll be a lunch and learn if you're there in person, but there'll also be a Zoom link provided if you can't make it in person. But if you can, you get lunch, so go in person. And the next office meeting will be March 9th at 1. They're always at 1, even if my stupid calendar says the wrong time. Sorry about that again for all that confusion earlier. And now for the fun part, recognition. So this month's February President's Award goes to Suzanne Stanton. She's been with us for just a little over a year now, and she's really been working her sphere, and she just closed some not so easy deals and got them done. And she's working real hard and we're super proud of her. So we just wanted to recognize her this month. I don't know if she's on or not, but
She is, yeah.
Yay, Suzanne.
Awesome job, Suzanne.
And then for our February Agent of the Month, the award goes to Kathy Hebert. Woo-hoo! Kathy's been real busy. She does residential and commercial, and she's really been working hard and just out there doing it. So very excited. She's done several commercial things this past year and doing her residential, and she's just keeping busy. So we're super excited for her. So we wanted to recognize all her efforts. And then this month, we wanted to recognize for our business partner, the Haller Group. That's our accountant. And there's a lot of work that goes into getting the 1099s out and all the different things we do in January. And you guys should be getting those in the next couple of days. They were mailed out the 31st. And it usually takes me, sometimes 10 days to get anything. I haven't got mine yet either, but
Mine came in today's mail, if that helps anyone.
Perfect. And I checked this morning and it wasn't in there, but the mailman hadn't come yet. So it's possible mine's sitting in the mailbox too. So you really should have those. And if you don't have it, probably I would say by the 10th, which is tomorrow, after the mail comes, let us know. But went out the 31st, and it's my experience, it takes about 10 days for some reason. The mail has been so slow the last few years. So, but anyways, we just wanted to recognize them as well for all their help that they provide us. January is always a very busy month. So that's all I got. Mara, you got anything else you need to share?
I don't think so. No, you guys, we just all keep working hard. Watch the bigger 2023. I know the locker room's got some great content coming out too, and they're changing in their platform. You know, the goal is always to keep learning, staying motivated, and keep an eye on the committee, because we're putting together some happy hours and book club and walking stuff. So, you know, if you have suggestions, you can email the committee if you think, you know, the company should do some sort of events or anything, then let us know. Oh, Kathy said she got her 1099 today in the mail. That's cool.
So if Kathy got hers, she's far away like me too. Most of you should have got it by today, hopefully.
I haven't checked my mail.
I haven't checked since this morning, so.
Yeah. My daughter got engaged. That's my big news. And so,
I'm excited.
yeah, now that's all she wants to talk about. She's coming over today to plan wedding stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah. So, you guys have anything? It shouldn't be quiet now. You guys can all chit chat.
So quiet. All right, well, we can let you
Well,
guys
bigger,
go.
I was gonna say bigger 2023 has got me busy with generating and batching content. So it was very inspirational. And that's all I've got.
Awesome.
That's good. I know I was blasting
That
out.
was Anitra, right? I don't know.
Yeah, Anitra.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting my voices mixed up.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was blasting out emails. I'm like, I need help with this. I need to change this. And, you know, I emailed Jess, my coach, and I was like, dude, it was awesome. And Ryan, I was messaging him and I'm like, yeah, our agents are not calling the internet leads on the second time. And he's like, do you guys need me to, put a class on for you and yell at all of you? Cause that's what he does for me. Like before I went to Hawaii, I had 15 minutes of pretty much him going, what are your goals and your systems? They're always about systems. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about systems. I just want leads. And he's like, well, that's great. But when the leads come in, what are you going to do with them? Like, so as much as, yeah, you need marketing and content and leads, but if you don't have a plan and a system of how to get everything in place and how are you going to respond, or maybe it's not you, maybe it's a virtual assistant or a TC or your partner, or maybe you team up with another agent, but at some point, like the systems have to be there because it's your business. So Ryan yelled at me pretty much. And then he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, you need some personal goals. And I'm like, what? I don't have a personal life. Like, he's like, well, Mara, you need so he's like, when you go to Hawaii, I don't expect you to work. In fact, and I go, well, I got it in the morning and the evening. So he was like, I go, it causes me more anxiety to not do it. Cause then I'm like, well, I gotta work. Right. And he's like, Mara, I need you to, like, your brain needs to disconnect to get creative, to want to work, to, otherwise he's like, you're useless to everyone. He's like, you do need to step away. There's a time and place to work and then a time and place to be with your family. He's like, you got to schedule it all out. And I don't know if you guys know me, but I had to send them a screenshot of my calendar and they ripped me a new one. And they were like, no, this is not okay. You need to work on your calendar and resubmit it. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, this has to get tweaked a little bit because I do other things. And they're like, well, but you have to, like, it's all prospecting and marketing content, you guys. So it's why we have coaches. It's why we have people holding us accountable. And you always need to be working on your marketing and your content. And, even Facebook is there. You can upload stuff and schedule to put it out there. But, I like hearing from other agents and hearing about other markets, listening to podcasts. And that's why, if we do the books, but at some point, and that's what one of these speakers said, like, at some point you have to stop reading and you have to start doing. Like, as much as we all talk about this, like, we could be 6 months into the year of 2023 and no one's implementing of what we're learning. So you have to stop making excuses, like even me, and just start doing it. Like, I had every excuse in the world to not change my marketing or to make videos or to change things up, or, I'm scared to door knock, or I'm scared to cold call, or I'm scared to do the internet leads or whatever. Well, Ryan's whole business of 250 agents was internet leads. So I'm like, well, and the locker room even has a class on, they interviewed an agent of internet leads. Like, it's not, it doesn't happen overnight, but you have to put some skin in the game and you got to work. So, but pushing it off, like, I'll even procrastinate and I'm like, oh, well, this is fun. And Jess will yell at me. She's like, that does not make you money. You can have somebody else do that. It's delegation. So, she's not lying. It's like, what you enjoy spending your time and doing certain things. Well, that's great. Is it really money producing? You're supposed to put your time and your efforts into money producing activities where other things you're doing could be delegated out. So you've got to look at the time spent and how are you spending your time? And is it bringing in money? And change things up. That's great that you're posting on social media, but track it. Is it actually doing anything? So maybe you need to change what you're posting or how you're posting or when you're posting. Maybe your audience really isn't on there. So anyway, is Courtney from our office to contact? Codify is all on agent info site. So the agent info site has all the software stuff. It's got the marketing, and the extra third-party links too are in SPDS. So, yeah, everything's in there. So yeah, you guys let me know what you need. But I go through the same stuff you guys do. So, it's no different. I just might get yelled at a little more, but I guess that's what I pay for. So I'm still behind. I'm getting my stuff over to Ryan, but they were texting me in Hawaii of boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, anyway.
We're all in it together. We're
Yeah.
all in the same boat.
Yeah. I mean, you stop working for weeks or a month and that affects your pipeline for how many months? So, yeah, it's all laid out. We're all in sales. It's relationship. We don't sell real estate. It's all relationships. It has nothing to do with the properties or the houses. You can't force people to buy those things. What we're doing is connecting with people so that they trust us and like us to want to use us when they do buy real estate or sell real estate. So, and you have to constantly be working on your pipeline because you can't control when people are changing, making their decisions, or when their lives change. All you can do is control you and your business and your life. So, if you're out there doing real estate activities and prospecting and doing what you can do, then you feel in control. When you're feeling out of control, then you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you're feeling anxious and stressed and nervous. So that's not a good feeling. Yeah. So the listings lab has most of the documents in there that I have to fill out and follow. And I'll upload more of Jess's videos, but she's got a YouTube channel. She's got a Facebook group. You can even email her questions. Like, she responds. She's in the Bahamas. they coach. Ryan and Dylan coach me from Canada. So they have agents all over the world. So clearly what they do too works. And you can reach out to Chuck at the locker room. So he flew in for the bigger 2023. He liked it. So yeah. All right. That's what I got.
Ooh. All right. Well, it's good to see everyone. Have a great rest of your week.
Thanks, Lisa.
You guys too. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ladies.
Um,
Bye, guys.
Bye.